Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It with me, your host, Shamonay, navigating life as a Black girl in her 20s. Today's episode is one I've been wanting to share because it is near and dear to my heart. The importance of representation of Black women in STEAM careers, from agriscience to engineering and beyond. My apologies if I sound a little congested or if you feel like I'm taking a lot of breaks. It's because my throat hurts really bad because I decided it was a great idea to bounce on a trampoline for a little while in really cold weather, and my throat has been aching for a while. But back to the episode. Hope y'all are well. Happy Monday. So, I don't share a whole much about my professional life, but I work at a teaching farm as a product manager. And what many people might not know is that my love for gardening started when I was 17 years old. And back then, I did see many women who looked like me working in agriscience. And I remember thinking, do Black women even belong in spaces like this? But the truth is, we absolutely do. And not just in agriscience, but across all STEAM careers. And today I want to talk to you guys about why representation matters so much in these fields and how we can collaborate to create more opportunities and how we can honor our past while building a better future. This is going to be hard. I'm trying not to do like a whole lot of retakes because this is important. I just want to get it out. My throat is really, really bothering me. So my apologies. So let's start with why representation matters. When we talk about STEAM meaning science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics, Black women are often overlooked or underrepresented. To put it into perspective, Black women make up just 2.5% of the U.S. engineering workforce and less than 3% of the science and tech industry overall. That's insane. That is so low. In agriscience and related fields, the numbers are just as stark, even though Black women have a deep historical connection to agriculture and innovation. When we see people who look like us thriving in these fields, it plants a seed. It tells us, if she can do it, I can too. But when representation is lacking, it can make these spaces feel unwelcoming or even impossible to access. For me, that seed was planted when I was working on the Woodlawn High School farm in Birmingham, Alabama. Excuse me. So sorry. So sorry. That was so rude of me. I was on a roll and I always seem to burp whenever I get, on my soapbox. But anyways, while working on the Woodlawn High School farm in Birmingham, it was the first time I truly felt connected to the land. Learned about food systems, and I realized how much joy it is growing something with your own hands. But what stuck with me even more was the thought, what if more Black women, was in this space? What if we could rewrite the narrative of what it means to work in agriscience, to be farmers, scientists, engineers, and innovators? Representation isn't just about seeing a face that looks like yours. It's about shifting the culture and showing the world that Black women belong in these spaces just as much as anyone else. Now, let's talk about collaboration and creating opportunities. One of my personal goals is to collaborate with other Black women in STEAM careers to increase representation and share the joy these fields have to offer. Whether you're designing innovative technology, engineer solutions to global problems, or growing food that nourishes communities, STEAM careers have so much to offer. And we need to make sure Black women are a part of that story. One thing I learned is that collaboration is key. For example, study shows that when diverse teams work together, they're 35% more likely to perform better than less diverse teams. Pause before I continue. So, by me working in like the whole like nonprofit world, oftentimes we see a whole lot of large corporate organizations and companies coming into these more rural type areas, willing to, give money and like start things. I had a conversation, and I'm not going to disclose who it was with, but a really big corporation in within like the past like 2 months, and they wanted to do what I just mentioned. They wanted to pour money into the youth in rural areas, but center it around food. And they said, like, how do we do it? And I said, first, you need to diversify your staff. Because oftentimes, and from my personal experience, it is always a bunch of white people in suits and button-ups coming into a classroom at a school that's in the hood, giving a whole speech and a whole spiel on how they're going to do this significant thing. But I think I've always like side-eyed it a little bit, and I'm like, y'all don't look like me, and who are y'all? Like, representation is not just about skin color. I need to feel comfortable and know that I can trust you in order for me to believe in what it is you're trying to do. Because diversity is not just a thought. Diversity is an experience, is in culture, and is in perspective. And imagine what we could accomplish if it was more Black women. I'm going to say amen too. Like if we all were at that table. Collaboration. I'm getting back to my soapbox. I'm really getting back to the episode. Collaboration can look like mentorship, partnering on projects, or even just sharing your story with someone younger who might have not considered these careers before. And the nonprofit that I work at, my job is to create programs and introduce students to agriscience and food-based education. But imagine if we pair that with engineers, teaching about sustainable technology, and artists showing how creativity connects with STEAM. The possibilities are endless when we work together. We also can't ignore our past in this work. Historically, Black women's contributions to STEAM fields have been erased or minimized. Did you know that Dr. Gladys West, a Black mathematician, played a pivotal role in the development of GPS technology? Or that Marie Van Brittan Brown, a Black nurse, invented the first home security system? These are just two examples of the countless innovations Black women have contributed to science and technology. Honoring that legacy is key to moving forward and inspiring the next generation. So sorry, y'all. I feel like I'm doing decent here. I'm doing way better than I thought I would. So sorry for all the breathing and swallowing and all this. I'm trying to keep my throat clear. So, how can we start increasing representation? Here are 3 steps we can take right now. Number 1, mentor and support. If you're in a STEAM career, reach out to young Black women in your community and show them what's possible. Share your knowledge, your journey, and your passion. Number 2, create spaces. Whether it's workshops, programs, or panels, create opportunities for Black women to see themselves in these roles. Representation doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Number 3, celebrate and amplify. Shout out to the Black women who are already making waves in STEAM careers. Let their stories be heard and let their successes inspire others. For me, this work is personal. I want every young Black girl to know that she can grow up and be an agriscientist, an engineer, an artist, or whatever she dreams of. And I want her to see that the journey is full of joy, not just for her, but the community she'll impact along the way. Woo! That was really rough, but I hope you guys gained something from this. And this episode was inspired because I went to, I can't remember what luncheon it was, but I met another Black girl who works in like the STEAM career, and she is really amazing and she's brilliant. And I just remember looking at her and I was just grinning from ear to ear. I'm like, you're like me, like you're a young Black girl in this space. And for a while, I didn't know where exactly my place was, in this world. But I just realized I have a whole lot to offer. And I learned about collaboration and how important that is in order to make waves and to, inspire other young Black women to do the same thing. But when I met her, she's young, she's beautiful. And I'm like, we need to form an alliance and get more people that look like us up in these rooms, okay? And I actually have a meeting with her. This episode goes live on Monday. I'm meeting with her on Monday. And after our meeting, I'm going to see if there's some ways that we can, collaborate and make it happen. I love STEAM, okay? I am a STEAM geek to the flesh. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But that's all I got for y'all today. And I hope you're as fired up as I am about the importance of representation in STEAM careers. If you're a Black woman working in these fields, I want to hear from you. Let's connect, collaborate, and keep this movement growing together, okay? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Let's Talk About It with me, your host, Sean Monet. And leave a comment. Follow me on Instagram at It's Sean. You can't miss my face. Or on TikTok, it's Sean Monet. And keep making room for yourself. Keep making space for joy. And have a fantastic week. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.